Okay, like a fraternal order.
Yeah.
Like,
At least that's what I get of.
oh, that's okay. Oh, that's less funny than.
Yeah, but,
It's less funny than my initial.
but even in that, having that over people home, even that is shut up.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do over the museum. Went over to the museum, kind of, the archives, looking to see if I could see pictures of it back in the day. They do have, building further down, right, used to be a cable shop at the, airport spot now.
Okay.
The museum actually had pictures with, and had itchy rings. That was cool. That is right there. You know, with Rocky, I mean, was that still? Your house is, meeting extended or is it, well,
We've got 3 marks.
yeah, so, well, this will be the last official meeting, other than marijuana.
No, we got 3.
Oh, room, I thought you said that, marijuana.
I don't know. It's gonna be, because we have to do it differently in here.
Well, if we had to, we could move for the building. As long as it's a city building.
We could
We could put it at the senior building.
go to the library. There you go.
Okay, just bring it in here, so
Take it home for Mary too, so.
I'll go bring that down.
So what are we supposed to talk about before? What did I forget about? That I need to talk about during my comments other than the owl up there.
We can talk about the owl, snow emergency,
I got both of those.
fires.
I think I got that. We'll talk about it at the Public Safety Commission shortly.
You did?
How nice the plowing went. Today is Fat Tuesday.
Tomorrow everybody begins their Lenten fasting.
Did they have Mardi Gras this year? I couldn't-
No, they were doing, they were decorating homes.
The ice storm coming.
I was at Mardi Gras. I think it was, what, the week before, and,
Hold on. There's one of these anti-loss.
no, I'm good. Hey, Ed?
Mr. James,
What's going on?
you guys got the opinion, you okay with that?
I haven't read it yet.
It was lengthy. Lengthy for what? You guys, you attorneys,
But
get
you
paid by,
notice-
paid by the word.
Yeah.
But I avoided the frivolous thing of
It doesn't look pretty anymore.
citing some, laws. I just told you what the general rule
Right.
was, you know?
No, that was,
I just wanted, I wanted to cover for what happened there, so that there should be
This
another.
stands up like.
no, that's what my general thought on it as
Camera that
well.
will come, when
When
it
the
either
guys
be
started
this
bringing
one
it up, I was like,
or that one.
we weren't
Oh,
included,
okay.
we're gonna get sued one way or the other.
So if I were
This
to
is
let's
a
get-
better way to
do it.
avoid
Well,
getting
it's-
sued. You're exactly
Well,
right.
and it's like, think about.
Oh, most of these,
I don't know
well,
what I'm talking to, but think
that's
about
from
the
Motor
football
City
side.
Graphics,
You
but
go
most,
back, I'll go back
Well,
and
a lot of
ask.
Anymore,
$50
if there's
gift
any
cards.
question on the
You
call,
move
they
it.
let the play go,
Right.
and then
it's a
come
$200
back and look at
gift
it,
That's right.
card.
right? You can't,
Exactly.
because you
That's
can't
a
do
lot.
anything about it after.
And I went shopping at,
This, it'd be inclusive and you can take them out after.
Paul,
I agree.
while we're on the wall.
Okay,
Well,
yeah,
you
they
could bet
couldn't
that
do
if
it
you didn't
this
allow the
year.
people who
We did go in there.
applied based on that
Before they
ordinance.
would.
Right? Oh, you'll be sued.
Yeah, and I,
16.
And who knows, they might not win the lottery
Right.
anyway.
I'm sure that the guys who have
Oh,
property
really?
there that
Oh, my
really
son
own
would have
property
loved
and
that.
turn it up by getting the lottery.
I know, it's one of my son's
You guys,
favorites.
money in the pocket here, what do we care,
So-
you know?
My son's a chocolate milk snob.
Do you think?
And I pay my water bill, I
Like
assume they pay all my taxes,
I don't
so you guys should.
right here, or should we just do that?
That's good.
Back.
Well, yeah.
No, except I had a bunch of stuff from the library I forgot tonight. How's the
We
meeting?
want the
It's
drawing
light,
to be,
it's a light meeting.
Lightweight.
we wanna get a shot of this.
Mr. Don, here. I'll set your coffee here, Mr. Don.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, James, I wanna go check the mail, is that open here, or you guys can go the other way?
Well, there's,
Yeah, that's
the
perfect.
Pond School First Grade left a little card for you.
Oh, they
Drop it
did?
In your mailbox over there.
Oh, how nice.
10 years of public service, it's the best meal I ever got.
Really?
You have to see it then.
Oh, I will. I'll give you my mailbox.
Okay, so where do we decide going?
I would think, I mean, we could've, you could draw it now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, we'll do that, and
But
then
if
you
you're
can
on,
announce.
but if
too.
you're on camera,
Yeah,
We can just draw
Okay.
it.
then we can announce it that way.
cause if you're back there and you got your computer, right?
Yeah.
And you're on the screen, you got the basket of things in front of you, and then you can just
Right.
draw in
Right.
there
Okay,
at that particular point when you're done talking.
okay, we'll do it that way. That's cool.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Whose department head is this week? I didn't recall.
So we can take this,
No.
did you get the shot of this already?
I got a shot for the show I'm
Okay,
doing, for the
cool.
city council meeting.
No, that's what he wanted us to do.
Yeah, for the thing I'm doing.
He's got a tape of it.
Yeah, I have a tape of the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, very cool.
yeah, I got a shot of it.
Did you talk to Timmery and Carl?
Maureen talked on
Maureen
Saturday.
talked, she was sitting next to her, I think.
I wait.
Yeah, you wait.
Are you still filming with that?
Not right now. I mean, I'm editing this into it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I brought the other camera, so I could do that.
Alright.
Because what I would say then would be to have Timmery say thank you for everyone that partook in all the
You can
businesses.
do that. Yeah. You wanna, come on the camera.
You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna make your debut yet.
Alright.
Thank you for all the businesses that took part in this. We hope to see you again next year, as well as others that have participated in the past. And thank you to all of the walkers that have, that braved the chilly temperatures to come out here. And, you know, you're basically just putting an end to
To the whole show.
to the whole show.
Go ahead.
Thank you to all of the businesses that participated this year and to the businesses that have participated in the past. We'd also like to thank all of the participants who braved the cold and came out and walked from business to business and drove around the city. We just want to thank everybody that participated.
And you are?
That's a good wrap up.
There you go.
Alright,
So how you guys gonna drawing? You're gonna do it tonight?
Yeah, we're gonna do it, in our office.
Okay, and then you're gonna come out and announce it at the podium? How you gonna announce it?
Well, he
or
can,
we can do the
he's
drawing
on,
here
he's
with
on.
him and then announce it during the city
Yeah.
council meeting.
Well, see, what I was thinking is that they would do it at Is that camera gonna be live?
Well, no, it's going into a tape I'm making. The live part is up here. That's the live part. This is the show I'm making.
The shit show?
Yes, the
Okay.
show I'm making.
Okay, so if Carl were to come out here,
Yes.
walk there after Timmery makes her little presentation, he could come here and you could film it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can film it, and then you can still announce it.
And then he would get it and he'd walk it over to me and announce it.
Oh, I better go get my free.
Okay, that works.
Okay,
Sure, you
so
can
he
put
can
it-
walk over while I'm talking, because we can only
Yep.
have one camera on in our or one
Yes.
audio in our office at one time anyway.
So he could bring the basket with the names in it and wait right here when you start talking.
Sounds good.
All right, that's the plan. T minus 4 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say 6.5.
How are you?
All right. That's it.
How am I?
Oh, there we go. Did you tell me they can only have a minute to do this?
I'm I was snow blowing today.
I had the snowplow ferry came to my house. I don't know how that happened, but I had to go to court, had to prosecute today, then I ran some other legal errands, and I came home and my driveway was as clean as a runway. And I have no idea who did it, so it was kinda nice.
That is nice.
I mean, I pay for a guy to shovel my snow, and he has done, he has my office done before I get in the morning, and the house done in the morning, but not the driveway, because that driveway is huge.
It is.
And, I don't know who did it, but I wanna thank him, it's really nice. We could build a snow fort on my driveway, send the kids over while.
It was probably the wrong house and he's gonna
Yeah.
dump it back on there.
He's probably in trouble with somebody else. My card is in my mailbox here,
Yep,
go get it.
card and candy, go get it.
You saw what happened, right? The public hearing? Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute. Mine says you keep our city sane. What did yours say? Did you tell them to write that? You keep our city sane. That would be going to hang up here.
That's a say, come on. You haven't been reading first grade
That's right.
for a while.
I prefer the sane. I think they knew what they were talking about. I think they were smart. Remember where our Lakeland had to show kids say the darndest things? Oh, can I
Slut.
sit up here or are these people gonna do something?
So this would be Maddie?
What did she say to you?
What do you think on that? You're more attuned to what how the kids
Thank
are
you
writing.
for all you do for our, probably was gonna be city.
What's it for us? I'm kind and caring.
You are kind and caring.
I love my city.
I love my city, man.
But what, this is Maddie?
Yeah, looks like it.
All right.
How much snow are we gonna get, James, the rest of the week here?
We're gonna get nailed again either Wednesday or Thursday.
You know, your guys did a good job today.
They did?
Before I got out, and I had to get out of the house early, they did my little cul-de-sac. 4 times they swiped around there. What are they doing that for when they got streets that matter?
Right, look, you got 6 houses over there.
Yes, I know. I
'Cause
know.
that's where the money is.
That's where the high tax people.
That's where the money is.
No, they usually don't, and you know what they do though, is unfortunately, because it's a cul-de-sac, it's worse than your block. Snow always ends up in front of my driveway. So I had to take a big run through going out this morning. But then somebody saved my driveway. They did a nice job. And then they dropped a little bit of salt, and one of the guys from the Mid-Eastern gas stations stopped over, put it all up in little bags, and he's probably selling it.
Hush, Dad, you can't say
I
those
know,
things.
I said that
Hi, Carlos.
that could be anywhere in the world there.
Hello, Miss Maureen. How are you? I am good. Every time you asked your dog if it wanted to go potty, my dog went to the door.
Oh, you could hear me say that?
He was cracking up.
Thanks for all you.
If I say you want to go to the bathroom, she just looks at me, but if I say you want to go potty, she knows to go to the back door.
Yes, so does mine.
That's the first love note I got in 43 years of being here.
Love notes, but they're usually a little different.
Yeah. Ready to go, Aaron?
T-minus 3 minutes.
That was the longest 1 minute ever, 'cause you just said 4 minutes.
Now.
Kit Kats. I had a whole bunch of free stuff for the library and I forgot to bring it in, current newspapers, magazines and stuff, and I left it on my kitchen table.
At least it's not in your trunk.
Donna, it's Ruth Bader Breeding.
It's underneath the Krispy Kremes is where it's at.
Right.
Donna, if you look far enough in my truck, you might find one in the office, I think you told me that about 30 years ago.
Yep.
You don't have an alibi
Gary.
for that, do you?
No. It's scary how far back we go, Ed.
Yes, 30 is just an approximation, Donna.
Yep.
We will never tell, even though everybody's listening right now, we'll never tell. I'm surprised you could hear me. I'm really impressed, Donna. That's pretty good. Because I'm seated way in the back of the council chamber, so you have darn good ears. Donna, I want to let you know that I've got a good heart. I let Sandy have the last 2 days off because of snow and all that stuff.
Did you
Well,
really?
very good.
Yes, I know.
Very good. Well, fine. Did you buy her a Trump sticker?
Oh,
Private joke. Private joke.
Are we,
Private.
Don, we're about ready to get started. If you can do what you have to do, and I think that he is in the process. All right, do we have Reverend Dave Duran on the call? All right, I don't see that. But we will call the meeting to order, and that meeting is the Tuesday, February 16th, Lincoln Park City Council meeting. If everyone would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, which will be immediately followed by an invocation. So please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now, once again, is Reverend Dave Duran on the call? Then hearing not, if everyone would bow their heads. Lord, I pray for various levels of city officials and workers, and in particular for this assembled council. I'm asking that you would graciously grant us wisdom to govern amid the conflicting interests and issues of our times, a sense of the welfare and true needs of our people, a keen thirst for justice and rightness, confidence in what is good and fitting, the ability to work together in harmony even though there is honest disagreement, personal peace in everyone's life and joy in their task. I pray for the agenda set before us today that the decisions would benefit those who live and work in around the city. In your name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
If we could have roll call, please.
Certainly. Councilpersons Breeding,
Present on the phone.
Dupre,
Here, yes.
Higgins,
Here.
Ross,
Here.
Salcido,
Here.
Tobin,
Here.
and Mayor Carnes.
Here. The invocation that I gave today, it comes from Reverend Shipling of Blessed Hope. There's been circumstances in the past that where people have not not people, I mean, the religious leaders have not been able to make the meeting, and traditionally we would do moments of silence in those times, but always felt that we were losing out by not having invocation, so he prepped some 3 or 4 just for those circumstances, so it was his authorship that came from that today. First and foremost, we had an eventful night. That's more snow that I've seen dump on the city in a long time. Your emergency operations group came forward and recommended that a snow emergency be declared early to get on top of it. And our DPS director, John Kazoo, and all the DPS workers did a fabulous job in getting on top of the snow as it fell. If you look around the surrounding communities and such, they really shone today, the DPS workers. Former state representative Ed Clementi made it a point to contact me, as did several business owners in the downtown area, so that we're very happy with that. So we're thankful for the good job that they did for us, and I guess we have another one coming our way. You may notice that for those of you that are not on the feed for Zoom, that they're doing a live shot, there is a little card that I got. Well, all of council and a lot of the city officials received a Valentine's Day card that was handwritten. Mine is of an owl, and I'll read it, but this is Mrs. Lemon from Pawn School's first grade class as part of their community forum that where they're learning about class community involvement. There we go. So they have that and a bag of candy, which is good on a Fat Tuesday, I will imagine. And it has, Dear Valentine, thank you for all you do for our city. You are kind and caring. I love my city. And with an exclamation point, and then it was Maddie that did that. So that was very nice for them to think of this. And I think Councilman Higgins said it best a few minutes ago, that for all the mail that we get as leaders, this is the best we've gotten in 10 years. So you can't go wrong with that, and we appreciate that. There will be a thank you card that will be going out, and I'll be making arrangements with Ms. Lemon's class to where I can personally thank the kids at the school. So, and then they can learn a little bit more about government. But that was a nice surprise, and we want to again thank the kids for getting involved. This is a group that 15 years time, 20 years time will be leading us, which will be like 2041, by the way, when that comes about. As I mentioned, this is the last day of Mardi Gras, or Fat Tuesday as it was. I had a neighbor gave me a punchki for shoveling his walk the other day, and that's the first one that I've had in a little while. There's only like 1,500 calories in each one for those that partook in them today. This past week we've had, it's been cold, let's just say it that way, and the week leading up to that. And we have several homeless people that are in the area, and I can't say enough about Reverend Shipling, so both of the Reverend Shiplings and the Blessed Hope. When I contacted him last week, he had just gotten to sleep after staying up all night with the warming center that they had, and I think community policing dropped off some water, and they're looking for CERT to have a little bit of help. But year in and year out, this organization does a great deal for us, including the warming center for everybody is a little bit when it's cold outside, and it has been. We've had a busy night tonight as far as the council goes. We had a closed session at 6 o'clock. We had a meeting at 6:30 in reference to requests from the Community Development Block Grant Program. And here we are at our regular 7:30 meeting. This past Saturday, we've had the 7th annual Chocolate Walk. Now, with everything that had been going on over the past year that we're of, and we felt that we needed a chance for a little bit of celebration, of going out and seeing businesses again, because there's one thing for certain through this COVID experience is that the businesses are struggling. There's no doubt about that. The shuts downs and everything else, and just Alaska, where they lost their clientele. And this was, for those of you who don't know what a chocolate walk is it's initially set, we believe that everyone could walk from point to point, but that's not the case because it's across town. It would take literally hours and hours to do that. But I think there were 19 businesses that they had set up to go, and you go in, you get a little sticker once it shows that you went in, and most of the businesses would then provide you with a chocolate and get an opportunity to talk and everything. There are pictures on the city's Facebook page of all the businesses that took part. I have to thank my wife for being the model in those, because I drug her into each of the 19 businesses, and picture in front and picture inside too. But all being done safely with social distancing and wearing masks and those. But it was just a great job that was done by the DDA Director Carl Lish and the Assistant Director Timmerie Saved. I'm going to now go to Timmerie, and she's going to talk about a little bit about the chocolate walk. And then we will go for the drawing, because as part of this program, each of the businesses that were involved, most contributed something to a grand prize from their business, whether it be a gift certificate or an item from there. And it all goes to whoever completed the walk, turned in their sheet, but you had to go to each business in order to participate. And I think we had 34, but I'm taking some of Timmerie's thunder away from her. So Timmerie, it's all yours.
Thank you, Mayor. The chocolate walk, I think we ended up with more people than at least Councilwoman Tobin and I had anticipated. We actually had to come back to City Hall to print more maps. That was nice and exciting. So we ended up with 17 businesses at the end. There were 18, but one wasn't open. Maureen Tobin, she was such a help to me. She's really helping me get my bearings this year, as I'm still new to the city and new to doing these events. But with her help, I was able to go out. I met a lot of business owners, both those that participated and those that weren't able to this year. There were a lot that couldn't because everybody's short-staffed right now. But I was able to meet a lot of people. It was really exciting to get to know them. And yeah, there was a lot of footwork, just getting out there in the cold. Thankfully, I didn't have to walk around on Saturday when it was 19 degrees, though. Me and Councilwoman Tobin and Carl were all at Park Restaurant all day. So it was a lot of fun. We got to meet more people through that. I see a few people on here that actually did the walk. I'd like to thank them. Councilman Higgins, Councilwoman Dupree, and Leslie Lynch Wilson, who came and just kept Maureen and I company at the Park Restaurant that day. It was a great day. We had, he said, 34 participants. I think the mayor's number was right on that too. And my own family was able to participate, my husband and my son and my brother, and they had a blast. We took a poll from everybody that participated. We had a vote for the favorite business, and all the one that won, as well as the two runners up, were all brand new businesses. probably three of the newest businesses to, actually, I think it is the three newest businesses to open up here in Lincoln Park. So that was really exciting. And those
Which
were
ones? Go ahead.
Blessed and Natural, who makes homemade, or not homemade, but handmade soaps. She actually makes them in her shop here. And body products. La Piñata Dulceria, the Mexican candy store, and one that is not actually selling stuff yet, Kazal's clothing shop. But these businesses have put so much work into their shops, and the owners are so friendly, and so they were the top three. And the owner of Blessed and Natural, I was actually able to call her on Saturday, and she was in tears. She was so excited that everybody loved her shop, and so it was really exciting. And Carl's going to do the drawing here in a minute.
Okay, well, we have Carl in the council chambers, a good distance away. We have a camera on that. Carl did not participate other than to help, so he is, he has his, what kind of hat is that, fedora?
Fedora.
He has his fedora off of his head and in his hand, and inside of his fedora are all of the entries for the people that have took place. So
34 entries, and I'm sure I'll make one happy and maybe have some disappointments on the side. Okay.
There you go. Or you could go over and have our city attorney draw it, and then that way,
I made everybody unhappy
then
over the years.
nobody likes lawyers anyway, so you might as well do it that way. So the drawing is being
Nothing on
done.
my sleeve.
It's on the film, and Carl, if you would come forward and present it to me, and then da 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 da. And our winner is Juliet O'Reilly. Juliet O'Reilly,
She's new to the community.
who is new to the community, which is, what a way to welcome you in there. So there's a phone number on here, they will make contact for it and do that. I thank everyone that participated with this, and if you have an opportunity next year, I think, to come through and do this. It really is fun getting out and meeting people, meeting the business owners, and seeing what they have in their shop. There were one circumstances where two people that were on the chocolate walk ended up leaving with coats that they had purchased from one of the places, or at least they were trying them on anyway. All right, then thank you both to Carl, to Marie, and Maureen for their help. And that is about all that I have, except I see that Scott Lavis is on our call. Scott Lavis is a brand-new lieutenant for the City of Lincoln Park. He was just promoted a week or so ago with the retirement of Lieutenant Lyles. Just congratulations, Scott. It's well-deserved. And with that, we will move on to the consent agenda. Resolved that the following items listed under the consent agenda be approved as presented to the mayor and city council. One, approved minutes, regular meeting held February 1, 2021. Two, approved minutes, public hearing held February 1, 2021 at 6:30 p.m. regarding CDBG 5-year consolidation plan. 4, approve residential rehabilitation loan. 4, solicit bids, courthouse, HVAC.
So moved.
Support.
Okay, is there discussion? All right, clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Breeding,
Yes.
Higgins,
Yes.
Dupre,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Salcido,
Yes.
Tobin,
She was on the call. Maureen?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Got her. I got her. You I didn't get though.
Yes,
Mayor Carnes.
yes.
Okay.
Something happened to me. I was off the call or something or other.
We froze somewheres.
All right, now I understand that the first action item
First item has been pulled.
has been pulled, so we'll then move on to the next, which has a cover letter from Doreen Christian, Director of Community Planning and Development. And it is... I think that we can just go with the resolution, which is resolved that the following business be approved for participation in the Community Development Block Grant CARES Act Small Business Grant Program. Funds to come from the CARES Act 2019 program year of the CDBG budget, account 249-001-976001. Accounting plus 3955 Fort Street, $10,000. Be it further resolved that Doreen P. Christian, Director of Community Planning and Development, is hereby authorized and directed to process the application. I'll move on this. Discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Breeding,
Yes.
Higgins,
Yes.
Dupre. Sorry, Councilwoman Dupre, you're muted.
Sorry. Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Salcido,
Yes.
Tobin,
Yes.
and Mayor Cotts.
Yes. Next item that we have has been moved by Council President Salcido, supported by Councilwoman Dupre. Whereas the City of Lincoln Park wishes to offer citizens a citywide yard sale weekend, be it resolved that the mayor and council hereby establishes May 22nd and 23rd, 2021 as the dates for the citywide yard sale weekend in the City of Lincoln Park. Be it further resolved that residents may host a yard sale at their home on these 2 days without obtaining a permit or paying a fee. However, all participants must observe the following established regulations. 1, no posting of signs on public property, Chapter 830.06. 2, participation must comply with all MDHHS safety requirements. 3, subject to cancellation if required by order of the MDHHS. And Chapter 830.06 states, A, signs advertising a sale regulating by this chapter may be erected or placed on the premises of the sale beginning on the first day of the sale and shall be removed immediately at the end of the third day. No sign may be placed on the city easement between the sidewalk and curb. Sign advertising a sale regulated by this chapter may be placed on the applicant's vehicle, which is legally parked on the city streets between the hours of 8 a.m. and 7 p.m., after which time the signs must be removed from the vehicle. At no time will these signs interfere with any vehicle visibility. D, no sign shall be in excess of 6 square feet, and no sign shall be illuminated in any manner whatsoever, except incidentally by streetlights or house lights. E, the posting of garage sale, yard sale, or basement sale signs is not considered to be display, advertising, or otherwise defined in these codified ordinances or in the traffic control orders of the city. And that again has been moved by Council President Salcido and supported by Dupre, so it's open for discussion. Hearing none, call the roll.
Councilperson Salcido,
Yes.
Dupre,
Yes.
Breeding,
Yes.
Higgins,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Tobin,
Yes.
and Mayor Cotts.
Yes. For accounts and claims payable, we have the one item
We have a
that...
miscellaneous resolution.
Oh,
in
yes,
there.
we do, don't we? You gave it to me 3 times. You think I would have remembered on that, wouldn't you? All right, and this comes from Chief Ray Waters of the Police Department. Whereas the City of Lincoln Park utilizes a private contracted company to provide detention services for the Lincoln Park Police Department, and whereas the current contract with Allied Universal, formerly Allied Barton, is expired, and whereas the city procurement procedure requires the solicitation of bids, be it resolved that the mayor and city council authorize the Lincoln Park Police Department to solicit bids for detention services.
So moved.
Support.
Okay, discussion?
Your Honor, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
If the contract right now is expired, who is providing the service?
Carry over.
They're still providing services carryover of it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, that's all right. Any other discussion? Okay, clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Breeding,
Yes.
Higgins,
Yes.
Dupre,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Salcido,
Yes.
Tobin,
Yes.
My computer froze. I'm assuming that you want me to say yes. Yes. All right. As I was saying before, we have for accounts and claims payable, the item for DTE Energy, which I will be relating earlier, the check has already been released so that it could be paid on time. The resolved that the accounts and claims payable for those items greater than $25,000 be approved as follows. The Bank of New York Mellon, SRF principal and interest payment, $106,139.75. District Court, December 2020 MIDC reimbursement, $34,650.57. Downriver Utility Wastewater, December 2020 sewage user fee, $109,291.99. DTE Energy, January 2021 electric, gas, and streetlights, $84,893.32. GFL Environmental USA, February 2021 residential curbside and recycling, $197,762.81. McKenna Associates, Jan 2021 Building Department SVC permits, $43,083.32. MERS, January 2020 defined benefit, $219,314.
So moved.
Support.
Okay, discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Breeding,
Yes.
Tobin,
Yes.
Dupre,
Yes.
Higgins,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Salcido,
Yes.
and Mayor Carts.
Yes. Let's now approach the time for our city manager's report, but before we did that, I had something that I wanted to say on, under mayor's comments, and it has to do with, we've had several fires over the past 2 weeks. I mean, more than ordinary, and some of them were horrific, displacing the people, and had difficult rescue in which an infant was killed or died, not killed. And in the process of this, our fire department and police department have done admirably, but in this case, it's the fire department who had to deal with all of these fires, and they were just exemplary for us. And I just wanted to thank them for their service. As we go through this, and we were talking about the DPS earlier and the police department, and we are fortunate in our town that we have great city workers. So, Mr. Krzan, I'm going to turn that over to you now. James, I'm turning it over to you. My internet connection is unstable, my computer is telling me.
All right. Thank you, Mayor. You pretty much took the words out of my mouth right there with regard to the fire department and police and DPS. Just a quick reminder, we did institute a snow emergency that is still in place until 10 p.m. today, although if your street has been cleared from curb to curb and intersection to intersection, your street should be good now. Couple other notes, some administrative items going on. We have some interviews scheduled for the various clerical positions that are open. Those are going to take place over the next 10 days or so. The next week, we're going to have the departmental budget meetings. So it's going to be a busy week of ironing out the budget before we bring it back to you guys. Quick reminder that next Monday night, and Carrie, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it's 6:30. Next Monday night will be the lottery for the various marijuana license applications. So we'll be placing the applications in the order by which they'll be considered. And then we currently are wrapping up negotiations with the Administrators Association, which should be done very shortly. And then we have begun the negotiations for the expiring police patrol contract that expires June 30th of this year. We continue to move forward and work with them to hopefully have it all set and done. Have an agreement in place by July 1. That would be definitely the goal. But other than that, things are running pretty well. It's been cold. It's been snowy. But we're making it through, I think. So I'm happy to answer any questions anyone may have.
Anyone have questions for or comments for the city manager?
Through the chair, if I can.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I got a couple of things on my list here. First of all, before you arrived here, there was a lighting program that was supposed to be going through City Hall and some of our other city buildings, and helping us with our lighting situation, bringing in some better lights, bringing in cheaper lights, fixing the parking lot lights, which would be really, really needed. I was wondering if you know where we're standing on that. Do you know about it? Can you tell me anything?
I can tell you I will follow.
Lights are, it's dangerous out there at night without no lights. And something needs to be done. My second question I would like to ask about the chocolate walk reminded me, it was a great event, by the way, but we don't have an event coordinator for the city right now. Can you tell me where we're at with that? Because we have a summer coming up, we have become, that turned into a really wonderful thing. That coordinator had done other things in the city that have been doing really well. I don't want to see the progress that we have had lost. So can you tell me where we're at with that?
Well, that absolutely is the intention. Trying to balance the future of events with COVID, like the short term versus long term, has not been easy over the last year. Currently, we're kind of running events by committee, if you will. A lot of different people are pitching in to try and get us through over the next little bit. We do intend to have that position again. But we're trying to look forward and see exactly when we can be reasonably sure that events as we knew them, we're going to be able to continue. So at this point, we're going to run it as a committee as we've been.
It's as somebody who has put on many events throughout in the city, you have to plan so far ahead. And our concert in the park, which will be outside, and so that should be clear to be able to do at this point, I would assume. I don't want to lose that. And I want to know the planning is being done on that, and I want to know who's doing it and where we're.
Yeah, we are moving forward with that. And Councilwoman Tobin has been helping us, as that was her previous position, just like she was helping the DDA work on the chocolate walk. And I believe we should be fully booked at this point. And we are moving forward with it.
Concert series is fully booked at this point. By committee, who do you mean by committee? What departments?
Well, so my office is, both myself and Ashley have been helping out. Some of the events have been, the Parks and Rec office are going to be taking the lead on. The events that were DDA in the past have pretty much returned to the DDA. So when I say by committee, I mean it's a lot of hands on deck.
Okay, it's just, there's a lot of hours put in to putting all these events together. Duties, I think it needs to be looked at by giving them more hours or more compensation for doing the job. It's not fair to put all that work onto different people, and if you put it on other people, you need to make and clarify that they're all on the same page and things aren't getting lost. Because the last thing we need to do with the events in the city is have it step down anywhere. It needs to continue to grow with the good outcome that it's had. So it needs to be watched closely, and I really hope you consider hiring an event coordinator at some point soon, so this goes on and continues. I mean, things should be started for months out. They should almost be completed at this point. I'm willing to help with whatever you need, but to put it on other people that are already working their jobs, I think you need to look at that aspect too.
Point well taken.
If I may, through the chair, I have a question.
Go ahead.
James, you said next week's meeting that we're going to review or whatever the top candidates for the marijuana license. Who? I don't understand top contenders.
No. Let me clarify. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So we're going to be doing we've done the initial review of it. The initial review of applications to make sure that they met the that their applications were complete.
Okay.
What the lottery will do is basically rank them.
Find them a number, an order.
Yeah, giving them a number by which they will then be reviewed. So if a specific application was the first one pulled, that will be the first one that we consider.
But we'll pull them that night?
We'll pull the applications, but we won't do the official investigation right then. That will take some time. But so the whole point of putting together the number order is that if the first one we're reviewing doesn't meet the qualifications or is some way or the other ineligible, then we move to the next one on the list.
Okay.
May I ask for clarification too?
Yeah.
Are we drawing by name, or are we drawing by, say a name comes up and gets drawn? Now, does he win or get to go after all the licenses that they've applied for, or just the one license? Or how is that going to work?
If somebody was interested in doing a stacked license, they would be considered for all those licenses, but the licenses that wouldn't be the primary license would remain open for others. Is this correct, Carrie? This is how we had it set up?
If someone applied for just medical retail, then that's the one that they would potentially be given, provided everything else in the application is solid. If there was something that they could be disqualified for, then we would move on to the next one. If they had applied for medical and recreational retail and grow and processing, then they would get all four of them.
Thank you.
That's the way we discussed it at the beginning.
Okay.
Anything further?
Through the chair,
Yes, sir.
unless you're still
No.
talking on this topic.
No, go ahead, sir.
All right, at around 10:30, I want to make sure I give a resident the correct information because I feel bad, but at around 10:30, 11, gentleman texted me that there was a neighbor parked in front of his house, and it's also trash day. So I told him to call the non-emergency number, police department, and maybe they could help out. Needless to say, at around 4:15, he messaged me again and said his trash and recycle was not picked up. That vehicle, his neighbor, was still parked in front of his house, And the plow, since that van was there, buried him in his driveway. So did I give him the right information on calling a non-police emergency number, or should I give him something else?
To report the vehicle was in violation of the snow emergency?
And parked in front of his house on trash day, right in front of his bin and recycle. So he did call a non-emergency number. I don't know what happened. He did tell me that he saw a ordinance officer on Ferris a couple times, but not on his street. So did I advise him correctly?
No, that's the proper way. I mean, all the ordinance officers were off. Well, this is today. I'm thinking yesterday was the holiday, wasn't it?
But other than this, I had no complaints. I had nothing but praise for the plowing that was done today, except this particular incident. You know, I was kind of tied up most of the day, but I thought I gave him the right information, but like I said, it didn't work out, so I feel bad. So that's all I have.
Okay.
Through the chair, if I could, please.
Sure, go ahead.
James, the recycling program that we started about a year ago as many cans out as I was seeing, and I'm seeing a lot of negativity. So I'm just curious if we know how many households are participating and how it's actually going. Do we have any new feedback from that?
So I don't have anything since looks like the end of November. We'll have to get a new report. But looking from November 2020 back to November 2019, we'll go. In November 2019, we had about 88.3 tons of recycling collected. November of 2020, we had 143.8. So it has been growing. It'd be great to get that number higher. It'd be great to get our recycling up to a point where it becomes a very attractive amount of recycling for the waste haulers.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Okay, anything else for the city manager?
Through the chair, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
If, James, I don't know if it's customary to get the number that the police chief gives you, the number of tickets written for the snow emergency, those, parking violations. But I'm interested in those numbers. So if you could get those and send them to us.
I can.
Thank you.
Okay, Chief, do you have a preliminary number of how many violations were issued? Chief Waters?
We had a little bit over 100.
Okay. If you could get us the final figures when it's all said and done, we'd appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. Anything else for the city manager? All right, then we will move on to our department head report, and we have the Community Development Block Grant and Parks and Recreation head, Doreen Christian, who's had a busy night. So, Doreen, go ahead.
Hi, Mayor and Council. As you know, we've been very busy with community planning and development for all the public hearings. We should be very close to so we can put it on the website, and that will include the annual action plan. Once we meet with the CIC Commission this month, we will be sending out again their recommendations to the council people, and they can vote on how they want their the CDBG funds to be spent, and then we'll put it in front of you guys to vote on the actual budget. I'm working with the committee, and we're getting our small business claims out, our grant. We've got one more pending right now that hopefully I'll be able to get on the next council meeting if I get all my stuff in. Parks and Recreation, we have opened up our classes. They're still working on the abbreviated schedule, but everything's going very well with our COVID testing and everything else. I'm having no problems with the parents dropping their kids off, getting their tickets, and leaving. Then they pick them up at another door, so we don't have a multitude of people in the building. It's working out very well, and it does well for our other classes as well. And we'll be doing the happenings. You'll be probably hearing from her first week of March. We're going to start putting that together and get that ready to go out. With the community center report, practices and games resumed last week. They had 3 tournament weekends, 4 Little Caesar Amateur Hockey League playoff weekends. And Skate Company is planning to hold the 45th annual festival on ice Friday, April 30th through Sunday, May 2nd, 2021. And also the community center is looking to fill an opening for an ice resurfacer operator as soon as possible because he's low on workers right now. We have a new Parks and Rec clerk, Angela, and it's Angela G because I always destroy her last name, and that's how her email reads. And then we are also looking to replace a building supervisor, or a recreation attendant. Forgot we changed the name of it. And that's about it right now, in case anybody has any questions.
All right, is there anything for Doreen? I'm not hearing anything, Doreen, so thank you for your busy work today. And we look forward to those CDBG funds real soon. Okay, so it is now time for citizen communications. James, if you would unmute folks, and then we will see if anyone wishes to address council.
Everyone should be able to unmute.
Okay, I'll give it another couple of seconds here. All right, I'm not hearing any, so we will move on to oral reports of mayor and council. Council President Salcido.
Yes, good evening, residents and council members and mayor. I don't have a whole lot. It's been a long day today, but I did not make the chocolate walk. I did have to work. I did make it to the park restaurant Saturday morning, though, before I went to work, so that was nice. I look forward to picking up my Valentine. I heard about it earlier, but I haven't been able to get to the mailbox at City Hall, and I'll check on that tomorrow or the next day. Oh, nice. And that is all I have, Your Honor. Thank you very much. Everybody stay safe.
Thanks, sir. Councilwoman Breeding.
I'll do it short and sweet also. I, too, want to thank the DPS employees. They did a fabulous job on my street. Luckily, I didn't have to go and do my driveway approach, but the young man who lives down the street from me came over and cleaned my approach and my driveway. And I also want to point out the fact that there's so many instances where the fire department and the police department have to go and take care of business, you know, when they get a complaint or whatever, and it must be very hard on them emotionally. So I want to give hats off to them too. They do a great job, and I really appreciate it. And that's all I have tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Councilman Higgins.
First thing and most important, I think, I too want to thank everybody for the nice Valentine's cards. They are absolutely wonderful. And as the mayor said, absolutely, it is the best mail I've gotten here in 10 years. So thank you, thank you. I want to congratulate the DDA and the Chocolate Walk. It was absolutely amazing this year. But the most amazing part and the nicest part about it is we had 4 new stores that had this year not only participating, but new to our city. So our city's growing again. We're coming out of the COVID. And congratulations, guys. You put together a really good thing. I also want to, not just say how much we appreciate our police, our fire, and our DPS workers. We've had quite a few water mains broke, and we haven't had a lot of snow, but it has been cold out there, and it is not easy working on that kind of weather with doing what they do. And thank you for everything they do. That's all for tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Councilwoman Tobin?
I want to say what a good job Tim Marie and Carl did on the chocolate walk, and it was so wonderful to see residents and actually be able to say hi and just have conversations. And it was enjoyable to go out with Tim Marie and introduce her to the businesses. Things seem to be improving all around. The city's growing. At this point, I just want to say, please keep staying safe. Wear your mask, do your social distancing. Let's just keep this up until we can all get back to where we want to be. I know that, hopefully by summertime, we can all meet again and we can do things together. I think it's really important. I'm looking forward to going out and visiting the 3 businesses that were the most popular on the chocolate walk. I've only been to 1 so far. I'm really looking forward to it. And with that, I just want to say good night. Everybody stay safe.
Thank you, ma'am. Councilwoman Ross?
Thank you, Your Honor. I want to start by showing everyone this at home, because they probably haven't seen this. This is the Topshop's 2021 winner. I know we've talked about the Park Tire Company several times. I think it was when they were nominated, but they won, and I think that's a beautiful, beautiful cover. So congratulations to them. I want to also, the snow emergency made me think of this, because I got a Nixle text. So it is like the easiest way to be informed of the snow emergencies and the times when you're not supposed to be out on the street. So you can text 48146 to 888-777 from your cell phone. And this information I know is on our website, and it's also in the happenings. Also, on our website are 6 employment opportunities with us. They are a full-time firefighter, a full-time mechanic, a full-time police officer, a part-time ice resurfacer operator, a part-time laborer, and a part-time recreation assistant. So if you know anyone looking for employment, maybe one of these, pass it along. And then I have reminders from the Historical Commission. The book is still available, $20. The museum this year for a special 100-year centennial logo on it for $125. Orders must be submitted by April the 16th. And I wanted to throw this in because I think the book and the bricks, I think they would make really good gift ideas. For somebody that you don't know what to get, I think it's perfect. The Historical Commission also is having a bottle and can drive. So if you'd like to donate your refundable bottles and cans, a commission member would be happy to stop by and pick them up. So for more information on the history book, the personalized bricks, and the bottle and can drive, please call the museum at 313-386-3137. And if you don't get an answer, please leave a message. They will get back to you. Or you can email lpmuseum@gmail.com. And there is additional information that I want to share with you. Because so much has happened that this is really important to me. If you are a renter in the city, the home that you are living in should have a rental certificate given by the city. This means it should have been inspected and violations corrected. This rental certificate expires after 3 years or when the property is sold. You can use our website to verify if the property you are renting has a rental certificate. You can simply go to the building department tab on our website, and on the left side bar, you will click on BSNA Property Search Portal, and then enter the address, and then scroll down and click on the building department folder. Or you can call our building department. I know that anyone in the office would be happy to assist you. If you are selling your home and are not aware, a residential pre-sale inspection of the outside only is required. After violations have been corrected, you are issued a resale certificate. This certificate is valid for 1 year or once it's sold. If you are an interested home buyer, you too can verify on our website if the property listed for go on the website, go to the building department tab. On the left side, go to BSNA Property Search Portal and then enter the address. It is important to me that we recognize the value in compliance with building codes and our ordinances as they hold standards for life, health, and safety requirements. I believe there's nothing more important than life, health, and safety. Please let us know if you come across a property that we should look into. You can call city management, the building department, email any one of us. You can email Councilwoman Tobin, she's the liaison for the building department, but any one of us will forward your information to the building department. So with that information, I would like to ask our city manager if he would put this information on the city's TV channel for a period of time, and to give the building department an opportunity to have this information placed in the happenings in hopes of this information reaching all our residents.
And we can get that stuff out for sure.
Thank you. And then I got my Valentine too. I want to thank Cameron and of course Mrs. Lemon's first grade class at Pawn Elementary School. That's beautiful. I'm going to keep this on the refrigerator. So thank you. That's it, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. Then have Councilwoman Dupre.
I want my Valentine. I couldn't get it today because there was too much snow. Good evening, everyone. The chocolate walk was great. It helped me meet some of the new business owners and speak to other business owners, which is always great. Speaking of the Nixel, Councilwoman Ross brought it up. I've been asked a couple times whether or not we could add water main breaks to the Nixel system, although they don't cover the whole city. If we could give parameters to where the water might be out. That was a suggestion from a few of the citizens that I talked to. So I'm not sure who updates that, but if we could look into that and see if it's feasible, that would be great. DPS did a great job with the storm. They came by this morning and I waited for them, and after they came by, I dug out and everything was great. My kids did the walk, so I didn't have to do too much, which was nice. But the parking the storm because a lot of people are working from home. And there were many, of course, we always get good and bad, right, on social media. But there were some very important points that were being made that they asked specific questions, like, can we park on the grass until the roads are clear? I don't know how we need to do it, but I think there's something we need to simplify, just a basic, these are the things for emergency. This is a behavior, this is acceptable. I know it's all written in ordinance, but maybe put something together that's a little easier to understand, and just the basic rules, if that'll help. And then James already answered the question, but I want to make sure. Once your street is cleared, and you said the intersections and anything close to your home, I'm assuming, then you're able to park on the street even though the emergency has technically not been lifted. Is this correct? That's a question I have.
Yes, it has to be,
And that's it.
it has to be curb to curb, though, for that to, so it needs to be cleaned from curb to curb, and then you could park on there. If they've been by once, that doesn't really count. You need to, because sometimes it takes a couple different passes to go by for it to be cleared off. But
Not on your trash day.
not on your trash day.
Right.
Exactly.
Today was my trash day too.
Okay. That's all right. Councilman, are you all set?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, in between time, the chief has looked into it and said that there were 129 violations that were issued in violation for snow emergency. As we're going through, Chief, when ordinance goes out, there are still some vehicles that may be snow covered. I would suggest that they may be abandoned autos at this particular point, if we could get them marked as such, and then we'll see. Because what I used to like about the snow emergencies is that's where you find out that cars that have been there for a little while from time to time. And in large snows like this time, this is where you really find out who your friends are, your neighbors are, good neighbors. There has to be, in this town, hundreds of examples of neighbors helping neighbors out, whether it be for they're digging their cars out, doing the walk, or doing their walk completely snow blowing it, and that's what we're about here. And if not, if you're new to a neighborhood and you have a snow blower, you might want to look at helping other people out. It makes you feel good in reference to those. We had Councilwoman Ross mentioned some things about the rental programs, and in these past weeks with the fires, a couple of them have been homes that were in the rental process. They'd been sold and such, so there's little issues with it. Not that they contributed to the fire at all. I don't have that information, but what you want to do with these circumstances is you want to make sure that the people renting these homes have what you could call a home, and it should be something that is safe, something that is up to date, and everything that we can so that they're not living in dangerous situations. That's what the whole rental program is, and that's why it's so important that is done the right way. Speaking of homes, we received from the county last week a list of homes that would be, right now they're behind in their taxes, and so they're eligible to be foreclosed on. The Wayne County Treasurer does not want to foreclose on any occupied homes, and they're doing everything they can to make arrangements with payment plans and such. We have that information, and we'll get it posted on our website. If you know somebody that is struggling a little bit with that, or maybe behind in their taxes, they can go and help because there are programs that they have that would get them in there, and, I mean, it's not gonna waive the taxes by any stretch of the means, but it'll make it to where they don't lose their property, and you can pay it over time. There's also an additional program for veterans that may be going through that whole thing. If you are a homeowner and you are going through this, don't go through it alone. You need to get this information. You need to ask for help, find out about it, because there are deadlines that go with this. To apply for the Wayne County Treasurer's plan of extended pay, that is just in mid-March, so March 15th. So we will put this items on there. You can go to the county's website, the Wayne County's website, or we'll have a link on our website. Don't mess around with this. This is something that is deadly serious, and if you ask, there's help available. So I just want to say that, because there are over like 140 homes that were on that list, and we do not want to see that happen to anyone. So with that, we're going in to have your last piece of candy, or last punchki before Mardi Gras is over, and we hope that you will have the end of Mardi Gras be responsible for the next 4 hours or so, and we will entertain a motion to adjourn at this point.
So moved. Or.
All right, clerk, call the roll.
Councilperson Salcido,
Yes.
Tobin,
Yes.
Frey,
Yes.
Breeding,
Yes.
Higgins,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
and Mayor Carnes.
Yes. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Be safe, everyone.